Okay, excellent. So my name is Marie Elam, and I am the co-founder and director of Pure Vitality University. And I have one of our amazing graduates with us. And so I thank you so much for joining me in this little Q&A video. I'm excited to ask you some questions, to get some feedback from you about your experiences with Pure Vitality University and just in your life and business as well. So if you'll start by just introducing yourself and tell us what business you're in and kind of where your life is like right now.
Okay, my name is Jennifer Nelson Hawks. I live in Jackson, Wyoming, and I am a graduate of the university program, Pure Vitality University program. I am also a co-owner of a pharmaceutical grade supplement store, and I run many different hats. I see clients daily. I have all sorts of stuff, which we'll probably get into, but I've been in the healthcare field for about 20 years, but it wasn't until probably the last year, well, it was the last year, where finally my whole world came together. So I've been able to do that through, different whole different modalities, but Pure Vitality has been able to help me with that.
Yay! Oh, I love that. Well, perfect. So who do you serve? Tell me about like who you take care of in your business.
In my business, in my clinic, I mainly take care of women. I do have children that come in, and now husbands are starting to come in, but my target group is typically between the age of 20 to, I'm going to say 60-ish. And those are really women. Women are a little bit more proactive about their health, and they come to me because they are the last ones to take care of themselves, because they take care of everybody else. And and so that's who I primarily see.
I love it. I love it. That's a really big group of people, and it's always a good sign when husbands start coming in, because men are a little harder sometimes to get on that level. I mean, some of them are already ready and doing that, but not everybody's open to that. But usually when they start to see those changes in their wife, they're like, oh, that's really working. Now, because men, they need that proof, right? They need that. They want that solid, those facts. They no fluff and warm and fuzzy. Like, I want to see that it's exactly doing what it says it's going to do. So
that's exactly right.
That's a good sign that you've got those husbands coming in. So tell me, Jennifer, what happened in your life that was letting you know to seek out Pure Vitality University, or like what happened that was letting you know that you were struggling, that caused you kind of to look at that?
Well, in my path, I had been business partners with a pharmacist. So I own a company called Simply Health of Jackson Hole.
Yay.
And I probably should have said that way earlier, but
no, it's okay. I'm glad that it's in here, so now everybody knows.
Yeah. And so she's in her mid-60s and wanted to retire, and she held the power for all of our pharmaceutical grade supplements, and kind of just it was time for me to take that over, but I didn't have what I needed to really be able to do that. So I actually met you in 2016, I think, at the think tank. Yes. And it allowed me to look. I had been literally just putting it out there and praying that, how am I going to do this? How am I going to keep my store open? Because the credentials that we need were no longer there. I have other credentials, but I didn't have the credentials that I needed to have a lot of the pharmaceutical grade stuff, the high-end, good quality supplements that we needed to take care of clients. And so you just literally came into my life, and I was like, are you sure I'm going to be able to do this? And so I did join Pure Vitality at that time, and it was the best thing I ever did. And now she has since retired, and I've taken over my clinic.
That's amazing. I love that. What was it about Pure Vitality University that let you know that you wanted to work with us?
really, I mean, the educational material was brilliant. I mean, it was definitely, it's been researched, it's been sought out, it's been utilized, and to have real people on the other end. You know, it's really important to have mentors and teachers that are there for you, and to be able to connect to other students that are going through it as well. And I think having that support group made it made it everything that it is. It's
Aw.
not, yeah, it's not just like, it's a program that allows you to venture out on your own, but yet be able to hold, you guys are there holding our hands, which is so amazing.
Oh, thank you. You know, that was for us, I think one of the biggest reasons that we created the course, because there's a lot of certifications and things out there that were, that would have that support for a limited amount of time, like just while you're in the course or right in the beginning of the course. And then it would sort of just like taper off, and they just sort of shove you in the deep end and be like, here you go. And so for us,
Right.
we really never wanted that for anybody, because the real struggle sometimes that you'll find are when you're actually working in the business and you've
Mm-hmm.
got that client sitting across from you and you're like, okay, I've tried everything I can think to try. Now what? You know, what's the practical next step for that? And so, yeah, I love that that's my favorite part of the course, is that we're able to kind of be partnered with you guys and support you and on your own journeys and your own businesses. I just think that that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
So what were your main challenges? Like what was missing for you in what you had tried in the past, like with other educations and things like that?
I mean, really the credentials, I really go back to knowing that the credentials are there, and it's I'm assuming it's national, which I could be
Yes,
in
it is.
national. I knew for the state of Wyoming that it was the way it needed to be, but to have those credentials that are you are sought out, you go through a program that is it has gone through the ropes of becoming certifiable. I know there's
Yeah.
other for this, but there are other courses out there for sure, and they give you false information, and you go through them, and then you think you can do something, and you call up the pharmaceutical company, and you want to set up an account, and they tell you, well, I'm sorry, but we don't take that certification. You need to have this or this or this. And with Pure Vitality, it was straightforward from the very beginning. And
Yeah.
so that is really why I decided to take a leap of faith, because I mean, you were very real and honest about it, and yeah, and then through research, just seeing that.
Thank you. Yeah, we definitely tried, and we always want to be upfront about things, because yeah, there is a lot of fluff in the world, and we definitely try to avoid that.
Yeah.
After working with Pure Vitality University, what actions did you start to take?
As a graduate or during the process?
During the process, like just when you were even getting started, because I know that you were in it for the credentials, but when you kind of got in there and you were really starting to get into it, like what did you find yourself learning maybe that you didn't expect that
You know,
making you take action?
yeah, it actually brought on a whole new outlook of what I was doing, because with Pure Vitality, it's not just, you don't just focus on diet, you don't just focus on bioresonance, you don't just focus on the Rife. You look at every person as a whole, which is what I was doing in the beginning, but it really brought more light, because as I was going through the program, it's so easy to go through step by step, and then by the end, the way the program is laid out, it puts the whole business focus at the very end. So you don't feel like you're like, oh my gosh, I have to know all of this right now. It's really not like that. It will all fall into place. And so I found myself obviously being like, oh gosh, I forgot that. I forgot that. And then to be able to like reiterate, and I still go through my coursework, because it just is a great reminder. I have the booklet on my desk, and I'll tell my clients, hang on, I need to look at this book really quick to make sure I'm on the right track. And so
Yeah.
having those tools are always incredible, and it's just over and over and over, repetitive. It's awesome.
I love that you said that too, especially like with the book on your desk and being able to use that as a reference guide. And I think that people are afraid to do that as practitioners. Like they're afraid to be sitting in front of a client and just want to make sure, or just want to get, but the truth is, and I found this from my own experience with clients, is that they appreciate that you want to know that you know for them, that you're going to do the extra work, that you're going to research a little more. And it's not coming from a lack of knowing, but a desire to be sure for them. And
Right.
I think that that's amazing, because we don't have to be all things to all people. We don't have to know every last little detail, but we do need to know where to get those reputable sources from and how to tap into that, you know? And so
Yeah.
I love that you have that. It's funny. I have mine right behind my desk. I've got like a little folder right behind my desk, and I have mine there too. And there's plenty of times I'm like, what organ is connected to that tooth? Hold on just a second. You know what I mean? Like, let me find out. And so, yeah, those little things, that the remedy guide and all that, really definitely stand out and matter. What obstacles, if any, showed up for you while you were in the course? Like, what challenges did you have?
Well, it was really my own personal challenges, because I wanted to literally just go through it as fast as possible. I would have to find myself slowing down. One, because you guys have it strategically done, where every week you put something new out, because then you can't push through it so quickly. And I think that that's brilliant. But you know, I would have to say it wasn't in the work of Pure Vitality. It was in my own wanting to learn so much so fast. But sometimes we don't save all that information as much as we should when we do it so fast. So really taking your time through the program, and just because you know somebody that goes through it in 6 weeks, or you can't do it in 6 weeks, but in 3 months or 5 years, it doesn't matter. And that's what's so beautiful about this program, is that it's designed for everybody. And I know I'm supposed to be talking about the things that discourage me or that I work through, but like, there weren't really anything that really discouraged me through it. It was really just, you know, being able to know that I have a problem, and I don't have a problem. I learned better by visual. So for me to sit down and read things is not so great, but watching the videos was fantastic for me.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's just that learning curve for everybody.
Yeah. And we tried to put everything either in video or audio format or in PDF to where it could be read. That way, whether you're a kinesthetic learner or not, you know, however you best absorb. Because some people, for them, it's both. Like they want to read along while they're listening. And so we did really set out with that intentionally to do it. And I love that you were good with the slowing down, because man, are we some hustlers, right? Like as practitioners, like we're always like, I've got to learn this yesterday. And we tend to be such a rushed thing. And that was something that we really debated about in the beginning. Like, do we slow release this program, or do we just like, you know, we were really confident about the fact that slow releasing it was the way to go, to release it a module, you know, at a time, you know, a week at a time, so that you could absorb what you're learning, so that you could learn to apply it before you move on to the next thing, you know? And so I love that. So, have you gotten, any of your specific desired outcomes as a result of being a part of Pure Vitality University?
Oh, absolutely. It's helped me create my career. It's been able to, I now have my credentials to have different companies that I would not have been able to have. So I have that at my fingertips for my clients. I actually learned a lot having to do a class during the, I think it was the business section. I am not a speaker. I can do one-on-one. I could do this all day. If I had 50 of you, I would be like not able to speak. It's just working through that. But I mean, it wasn't even in just the teaching of what I'm teaching clients to do to support themselves, but it's also the business aspect. It's having employees. It's, you know, it's marketing. It's making sure that you know that you are worth everything that you're doing for every person. It's going through your own emotional stuff. It's helping people get through their emotional stuff. So, I mean, it's really created my career in a path that I am now where I am, and I see clients daily. I have the supplements that I need. The doors are open. We have an open close sign. I mean, it's great. And we have, which I'm
That's
sure we'll get to maybe some other questions, but I've got the Rife machine. I've got the far infrared sauna. We've got
yeah.
those. So I've kind of tried to mimic what Pure Vitality has done in their clinic in my own hometown.
That's amazing. And I love that, because there's not more than one Marie, there's not more than one Becky, but that information should not stop with us either. I mean, the experience that we have from our clients and our wellness center, and the expertise that we've been able to glean just from years of doing it and being at the grind, and getting to share that with students so that you guys can take that and be the experts in your community, is just the best thing in the world. Like, I love that. I want there to be as many people doing this that are passionate about doing it as possible, for them to be able to say yes to their desires and make a real living off of it. I think that a lot of people worry that they're not going to be able to financially make it with this kind of in this kind of field. And so I love your success. Like, I love seeing you do this, because it's showing those women out there that are thinking that their dreams have to die, that they have to get a 9-to-5 because they can't chase this, this dream, this idea of things.
But I also think too that women tend to want to give as much as they can give.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I have learned, is you have an allotted amount of time with someone, and you don't have to give them all the answers the first day. And you can really give them 2 key pieces to go home with, and have them come back for a follow-up in 1 month, and give them another 2. Like, it does not all have to happen in just a 50-minute appointment.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. In fact, if you try to dump all the things at them at once, like, they might not come back. They'll be like, I've got too much. I'll never be able to do all of this.
Right. Or everything's wrong with me.
I love it.
That's another thing. So, I try to let them know that these are stepping stones.
Yeah,
we're going to get where they need to be through steps through the garden.
Absolutely. I love that. So what outcomes did you get that you weren't expecting as a result of Pure Vitality University?
I wasn't expecting to turn people away. And I'm not turning them away per se, but I'm booking 3 or 4 weeks out. And that's very discouraging for people that want to get in right now, because they have some sort of ailment that they want to have taken care of. And I can only see so many people, so many days a week, and I have to take care of myself. So that has been a little bit humbling, to the fact that, as it is such a blessing, it's also a curse, because I want to be able to utilize what I have for everybody, and I'm not able to, and it's very it's hard for me. But it's kind of funny what there's always more things to learn, or to implement, I should say, with what Pure Vitality has taught me, because I haven't gone to a program setting yet. And now that is my next step, because Becky said through the program, this will happen, and this is happening. And so now I have to go that direction. So I'm going to be implementing that next.
And we'll be with you every step of the way with that too. And the good thing is that that's in the course too. There's a program that you started as you're learning to build your own, for you to tweak and make your own, with handouts and scripts and all the good things. So how, in what specific ways have things changed for you, as far as like some of the things that are unexpected, like relationships, money, well-being, health, spirituality? Like what's changed for you on levels outside of just business as a result of doing this?
Well, financially, obviously, I have been able to provide more for myself, which allows me to travel more with my husband. So that is, that's huge for me too. I think on an emotional level, when you are able to take care of yourself and give people information and knowledge that you have gained over the course of whatever it is, being able to share that with people is such a joy. And what I have found that if I just am myself and smile and I love to go to work every day. That's the most beautiful thing. I didn't used to love that. And now I love to go to work every day. I love, people are like, gosh, do you ever have a bad day? And yes, I do have bad days, but nobody knows it because I don't, that's just not, it's not where I don't wear it on my sleeve, because if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to project it on you and you're going to have a bad day. So that has taught me emotionally to keep, not necessarily, Fill the Flowers are awesome, by the way. If any,
Yes.
just to keep
I'm a
our
fan.
emotions.
I'm a fan.
Yeah. Yeah. That has been huge. And just becoming a mentor to a lot of people. That's also been very heartwarming and supportive. And those are just, those are outside of being at my office. Those are people I run into at the grocery store when they say, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about you and I wanted to come see you and I just haven't made an appointment. And now I just saw you and it reminded me that I need to come be with you. And I have clients that come in that don't even want me to turn on my bioresonance machine. They don't even want me to do they just want to sit down with me and talk about their days and talk about their family. And okay, let's do that. So it's been rewarding in all different directions.
I love that. And I love hearing that the mentorship is being passed on too, just that part of it too. Because when your cup is sort of overflowing, when you've taken the time to fill your cup, and instead of sort of pouring out of an empty cup, which is when you're in that place of sort of desperation and not knowing, you'll tend to give and not think of yourself and make you a priority and do that. And what's bad about that is that there's very little left for yourself. But the beauty is when you do take the time to love on you, to travel with your husband, to take care of yourself, to create yourself some boundaries, then when you are pouring out, it's coming from a place of overflow. And it's easy to mentor from that place. It's easy to love on people in that place and to guide them and to spend that quality, connection time with them. So I love that you're able to do that. What has been your biggest aha from being a student / graduate with PVU?
Oh gosh, I've had lots of aha moments. I honestly think the aha moments are when I get the texts or the emails from clients that are like, I have been searching for someone like you for a very long time. I mean, those are like the thank you. Like, that is what I'm here to do. Like, those are my aha moments. I mean, I do have the aha moments of literally when my business cuts me a check and I'm like, aha, that's what this is all about. But I think the aha moments are just really like, oh, so when people are coming in, they don't, it's not all, not everybody is treated the same. Every single person that walks in my clinic is different. And being able to really look at the big picture, those are my aha moments.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, I love that. Did anything surprise you in the course? Were there any kind of twists?
Twists. I mean, not so much twists other than so much amazing information that I had no idea was even out there. I mean, that would be more of like the twists that I could see. But as far as like any twists that I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
There was nothing there. It was a lot of just learning like the far infrared, that the far infrared saunas are completely different than the far infrared mats or foot detoxes, or those are kind of those little twists where you're like, okay, wait a minute, we had this, but you're right, it doesn't work as well as maybe something else would. It doesn't have to be discouraged from it. It just means that you look at it in a different direction for the clientele that you have coming in, and Absolutely. The space you have, and the you have to look at everything.
Absolutely. And we did a lot of the research on the different modalities in our wellness center so that you don't have to. And that doesn't mean that we, just because we don't carry a certain thing, that we don't say, oh, well, this is the research behind that, and you can certainly do that too, but this is why we chose this instead, or what have you. We did try to do that. Now, one of the things is you came to our intensive,
I did.
where you came to our wellness center for a 3-day event with us, where you got to be a part of our day-to-day, you know, how really what the business on a practical level looks like, sort of a peek behind the curtain of how we do things. Was there anything surprising to you about being a part of that event?
I mean, not surprising, but more or less like being in it with you guys makes it feel real. It's like, okay. And being able to sit down with all of my colleagues, people that are also going through the course or have, you know, not everybody had graduated. I think there were only a couple people that had graduated at that point in that specific group. But yet, you know, we're all so eager to be there and to learn and you know, now we Facebook each other and we ask each other questions and, you know, so that was great. And I think that should be mandatory for everybody. I'm just kidding. Just because it was so eye-opening and it just allowed everything to really click together, even though graduating and knowing that you have the information, but really diving into it and walking in and being like, oh, it's okay that I do X, Y, or Z because they're doing it and I thought it was not right. Or, you know what? I really like that, but I think I want to do it a little bit differently.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to look at things, you know, like that as well. And so spending time one-on-one, well, I mean, it wasn't really one-on-one, but it was one-on-one because it was such a small, just unique time together.
Yeah.
That, you know, I loved seeing it with my own eyes.
Oh, yay. We love that too. And I definitely agree. I wish that every student would get to be a part of that because it's fun for us, but it's really, I think, powerful because we have a lot of times people asking us those questions. Yeah, but what does it look like when you're actually doing it? Like when you guys are doing it. And so to be able to do some sort of live demonstration, to hear the verbiage that we're using with clients and to just sort of see that firsthand, I think it's powerful for us to get to share that with you guys because it's hard to teach that sometimes inside of a course thing and really get the live, like you said, that make real kind of feeling that you get from it. So here's the bragging moment that you have. Tell me what things look like now. Like where have you experienced the most impact and the most sort of alignment now that you're a graduate? Like brag about your business. Like tell me all about like what things look like for you now, how it's more, you know, more.
So things look like I have a little holistic wellness center in Jackson Hole. You know, it's a place where it's Simply Health of Jackson Hole again, but it's a place where you can come and you walk in the door and you feel at home. And there are supplements there that great. If you want a supplement, that's fine. But sometimes people just want to come in and look around and they want to talk and they want to just get the feel of, you know, what this small community has to offer. So we have, you know, I never thought I would have an employee. I now have 2 employees. I have a business partner. I chose to have a business partner so that I could walk away from the business sometimes and go on vacation and not have to worry that the doors were not going to shut down.
Yes.
And also because if I'm not there seeing clients, then I'm not bringing home the bacon. I'm not bringing home money.
Right.
So the doors open and still having people be able to get their supplements they want, have the information they need, a real person to talk to, is awesome. I wish that I'm putting it out there that we will find a bigger space soon. It's hard in our community, but it will come when it's time. I've been able to bring in the Rife machine. I've been able to bring in the Farm-Fed sauna. Again, we have ozone. I have the bio resonance machine. I have the Asira. We have a thermographer in the office. So we have a lot of everything, and it didn't just happen overnight for me either. Like I had to work at it. I've been slowly I bring in something, I pay it off, and then I bring in something else. And I think by doing that, it doesn't become so overwhelming but it also allows for me to have the tools I need for the people that I'm treating, or that, you know, that are coming to me for recommendations. And so
Yeah.
I am so thankful that I've been able to create my dream place, really because of Pure Vitality. But also, you know, not everybody has to go that big. And
Yeah.
that's the beautiful
Yeah.
thing. Some people could stay in their home and see clients. But for me, that I needed something a little bit more, and it's something a little bit bigger. And so it's been that's what I have now.
And you should be absolutely very proud of it. Now, didn't they do a write-up on you
Oh,
locally?
yep. So we have write-ups. What's really unique now, not unique, it's kind of fun, is now doctors are calling me to come see me because they've heard so many amazing things from their clients. Which is, that to me is just a true testament of the fact that preventative healthcare, preventative medicine, preventative, however you look at it, is real. It is
Yeah.
real, and we can look outside the box, and we don't have to be shy about it.
No.
So yeah, so that's really, that's my happy place right now, is where I am.
I love it. I love it. Um, so before we kind of disconnect, my final question is, what would you say to somebody who's sort of leaning in this direction? They're sort of maybe on the fence about it, about Pure Vitality University, about just pursuing this. What would you tell that person that's maybe going to be watching this later and going, I think I want to get into this field, but I'm not sure, you know, what would you say to them?
I mean, it's kind of partial because I'm talking about Pure Vitality, but honestly, from my heart of hearts, it's a program for everybody, whether you want to be in practice or not. It's great information to have at your fingertips.
Yeah.
It's information that, you know, vitamins and minerals do specific things for the body. That looking at the human body in a different way, other than chemical components of blood, there are other things to do. And this course just allows you to look at alternative health as a big picture. And whether you, like I said, whether you're wanting to go into practice or whether you want it just for yourself, it is, you guys have done such an amazing job of researching and pulling together all the tools that have been needed that we don't have to do. And it's such a small price to pay for that large amount of information.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I would do it again. I would do it over and over again if I had to. And I really recommend anybody to do this, that want to go, that want to be, you know, that are interested in alternative healthcare, or that are interested in learning more about what the body really can tell you, you know, before things become an issue.
Right. Yes. Before they become an issue. I love
Mm-hmm.
that. Thank you so much. Any final thoughts? Any?
No, other than like, thank you. I just have to thank you. Thanks to you and Becky. Honestly, it's been such a privilege and honor to have the two of you, you know, part of my world now, as mentors, as friends, as teachers. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. That this is my favorite thing about what we do, is that I get to watch you. I get to see what you're doing in your business. I get to see the Facebook posts about your local write-ups and like papers and things like that. And I'm just like, I get to go, I know her, you know what I mean? Like, and as a mentor, like, just to be so proud of seeing all that's being accomplished in people and students, our students like you, Jennifer, who are like helping people take back their health naturally. And sometimes it does just look like a conversation with them to give them a little bit of peace in a place where they might not have any. And just knowing that someone wants to listen to them and wants to understand, because they've maybe been told nothing's wrong with you. You know, it's all in your head, or some of the many things that a lot of our clients can hear sometimes. And to have doctors, MDs, you know, contacting you now, what an honor, what a privilege that is, that you get to bridge that sort of gap that there is between, you know, alternative and traditional medicine, because I do think that that's a gap worth, you know, bridging. I think that it's so good for us to be partner together, because I think that it's better for the client. Ultimately,
Yeah,
it's always going to
absolutely.
be better for the client. So,
And they learn to trust you. And then once
yeah,
people trust you, I mean, then it's you get to run from there, because they know that their world and their lives, you have nothing but support for them.
right.
You're not going to lead them down a bad road, and you're not going to give them something that's going to be harmful for them, or that's going to make them sick, or their children sick, or their family sick. Like you only have information that is going to better them.
I love that. That's so true. Well, thank you for trusting us
Yeah.
with your education, with your time, with your mentorship, just with everything. Thank you for trusting us with that. It has been our honor and our privilege to be that in your journey, and to get to partner with you on all these amazing dreams that you're making come true for yourself. And
Thank you.
may those checks keep getting bigger and bigger, and the trips with your husband get more frequent. And
Thank
more
you.
people and more people get helped. Like, I
Yes.
just think that that's amazing.
The most important.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me and for having this conversation. I appreciate it. I love that we're getting to connect with this. And I look forward to sharing this with more people that are interested in taking this path.
Absolutely. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.